Yeah, gals going through imposter syndrome vibes right now. We're going to focus on the shifts that's going to allow you to move far. This is going to be advice that I'm taking for myself right now, guys. The thing is, imposter syndrome is never going to go away. Because if you're someone like me that moves fast, that is implementing, shifting, processing, healing, working through you're going to be navigating through imposter syndrome 24/7. The thing is, you got to have to live with it, own it, be responsible for it, and just know and recognize the things you need to do to move through and still be sane and be yourself. So let's go through these 4 shifts, shall we? Speak with power when you feel like a fraud. 4 things to shift fast. Help me. Yeah, gals going through some imposter syndrome vibes right now. So I thought I would do something, one, that's personal to me, currently navigating through as well, and just giving you guys some of the things that I do when it comes to that feeling of like, fuck, what am I doing? What should I even be doing this? Is this for me? Oh, this doesn't feel like right. I need to wait. All the things that come into your head where you're like second guessing yourself. Imposter syndrome comes up. You're like, another devil. What's the saying? Another level, another devil. No, we're going to focus on the shifts that's going to allow you to move fast. This is going to be advice that I'm taking for myself right now, guys. But also know, just as a big reminder, that anything that I give you guys is 2 things. One, I'm doing myself, and 2, things that I've implemented and what I've seen has worked for a lot of people. The thing is, imposter syndrome is never going to go away. Because if you're someone like me that moves fast, that is implementing, shifting, processing, healing, working through shit, putting yourself out there, playing big, you declare all this stuff, and let's be real, like if you're focusing on wealth, freedom, and impact, you're going to be fucking navigating through imposter syndrome 24/7. So the thing is, you got to have to live with it, own it, be responsible for it, and just know and recognize the things you need to do to move through and still be sane and be yourself. So let's go through these 4 shifts, shall we? Number 1, normalize the who am I to do this? I shouldn't even be. I don't even know why. I'm not even there. I'm not making this much money. I don't even all this fucking shit that's in your head. And I'm going to give a great example, which may fuck me up, but I'm just going to be honest right now. Look, you guys know I'm moving through and owning who I am as a speaker. And even then, like, I'm putting myself in rooms with people that I'm like, am I even ready for this? Should I even be doing this? And a great thing that my friend Chris, who I've mentioned before, he has become almost like a voice of reason for me. And he said, everyone that you look up to all started somewhere. And I have to keep reminding myself that. Every person you look up to all started somewhere, which means the people that you reach out to, whether it's on a podcast, whether it's, you know, working with someone, whether it's going for that big interview, whether it's, you know, a big leap in a direction you want to go for, and there's someone that you look up to and you're like, why? Who am I? Why should I even? You need to stop with that, because they were once you. They were once you. And there's a couple of things I've noticed with all the movies and again, feedback I receive is they were once you, meaning they know the feeling of starting again or being a beginner or doing something scary. They've been there. They're probably navigating through that in their own field of whatever they're doing. So why hold back when you can be making noise and putting yourself out there, even if you feel like an imposter, newbie, absolute faker, when you're not being, one, a bad person. All you're doing is that you're actually owning who you are in this very space you're in now, knowing that very well the people that you're aspiring to be like have all been there before. So just own it, because they've had to not fake it, but they've had to, I'm going to say, fake it till they became it, which means the more you practice this imposter syndrome identity shift of like, you know what, this is who I am. I get to be exactly who I am in this very moment. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be in this moment. More opportunities will arise for you. It's kind of like why would these opportunities even present itself if it wasn't meant to happen? You know, and I kind of look back on when I first got my business award, Business Elite, and I was being recognized and you know, celebrated. I'm like, who am I to be this person of receiving this award when I'm not X, Y, and Z? And that's a big thing I used to say. But this is the thing, we hold back because we're not X, Y, and Z, because we all have a different success criteria in our own brain and mind. So that holds us back to being who we are and embracing these opportunities. So get rid of that narrative, focus on what's coming to you, and lean into it. The second thing I'm going to talk about is shift into service from self. And I've learned more about this as it hits me in the face, and that's really like when you make it about yourself, it only builds more self-sabotage, ego deaths, and tragedy stories. But when it's more about the service of who you get to serve and help and be a beacon of hope or an inspiration of impact, funny how things get to work out in your favor. Which means you need to focus on serving others rather than seeking validation. When I seeked validation, I knew I was constantly looking at the likes, engagement, like, did this person respond? Oh my God, I'm amazing because this person has recognized me. When you're here for more and when you're here for a bigger thing and a bigger cause, that stuff is just not even relevant anymore. And so when you're playing at this higher level of playing big, you know, you ignore the no's. You don't look at, well, I've made this much money, this person's made to this, I've got this much following versus this. Like, that all becomes irrelevant, because they're the things that hold us back from being this incredible impact of service. And here's us going, well, I'm not this because of this. Well, what's your success criteria and why are you holding yourself back from really wanting more? And so every time I've wanted to give up, or I've second guessed myself, or, you know, last year I've had, you know, like a low number of people come to my events, like all the things that, you know, in society or what other people may look at and go, oh, she didn't do well. You know what? It becomes irrelevant when you start to think of the bigger picture. I helped so many people in that room, even if I didn't have a full out, sold out event. I've had people message me and say, you've changed my life, even if I never realized that post reached its limit of reach or likes. You know, I've had moments where me and Jordan were fighting and yelling, wanting to just pull the plug of the business. And then I get a message saying, you know, my son's just been diagnosed with cancer, and because of you, I've been able to push through and focus on what's really important. And they're the things that money can't buy, because we're looking for the results, the monetary value, and all the things that's seeking us validation. When you focus on serving and hearing these moments, it's what keeps you going. So focus on serving, not self. The third thing when it comes to shifting fast in 4 easy steps is find your activation speech. And I've had, again, a great lesson and knowing how important it is to get someone's attention within 5 minutes. But if you're someone that wants to be recognized and renowned and building this impact, you need to get to the point faster and have a speech prepared. An elevator pitch, which is something we're teaching at my live event. When you do get into rooms of people that are bigger than you, better than you, aspiring for you to be like, right? Because at the end of the day, they're probably getting so many people approach them. But it's that moment where you go, can I have 5 minutes of your time right now? And if not now, when? We need to get really big on what that is. Because if you aren't aware, if you don't know what you do and who you serve and what you're here for and what your point of difference is, what's the point of you fucking even having an activation speech when you don't even know what it is? So you need to know who you are. You need to know who you serve. You need to know what your message is. And lastly, your speech needs to be well under 5 minutes, if not that. Because I promise you now, you need to get people's attention within that first 5 minutes, and anything over, you've lost them. So that's something of the third points to let, again, your imposter syndrome own is that if you can get better at recognizing what you do, who you serve, your message, and cutting it into less than 5 minutes, and you walk into a room and people are like, what do you do? You're going to know, one, you're going to be well above everyone else than you realize. Trust me. The fourth and final thing, and it's the cliche thing, and a lot of people don't realize this. I talk about this more so now because I'm doing all this big dick shit stuff and I forget how important it is. But again, it's just, being really good at recognizing the small wins and celebrating them loudly. The thing I hate is meditation. I fucking can't stand meditating more than 5 minutes. I'm not someone that wants to sit in silence and breathe, even though I'm qualified to do so. I like to write. It's something that I think when I was a little girl, I found escape in writing. So for me, I declare and write passionately with loudness, and I celebrate the small wins. In our Empire School, every Friday, we make sure that everyone celebrates something, even if it's small to them, that it becomes something that is recognized as a big thing. You know, because we, as society deemed, or what we've grown up to be and recognize, is like we've always been told celebrate the big things, but the small things are what helps the big things in the long run. You know, it's the small shifts, it's the habits that we progress in, it's the thing that we think is mundane, it's the daily task, it's the basics that we know we need to do even if we struggle to do so every single day. It's the waking up early, it's the bed making, it's eating healthy, it's bringing your best friend and sharing something that you've done, it's writing, it's doing the do. All those things we forget becomes part of our routine that is indented in us. If we're not celebrating the fact that we're alive, that we have amazing people in our lives, we've got cats that we love, we've got a home, a roof overhead, things that I used to not have. We don't celebrate that on a daily. This is the thing. Gratitude is the most powerful thing to be of higher frequency, elevate and shift our stance, our emotion, go from not feeling like we've accomplished anything to going, hey, you know what? I'm stepping into this version of myself. I feel fucking scared. I feel like I've not achieved anything because I have not made money, or not done X, Y, and Z. But then, hey, hang on a second. Today, I practiced my speech, and I recorded 4 podcasts, and I reached out to 5 people that would love to have me on a podcast or a stage. I put myself out there. I emailed 10 people to say I want to speak on their stages. Hang on a minute. And so those small things become a bigger thing for us to want to reach higher impact when we are celebrating ourselves on a global stage. My dream, by the way. And we think and reflect on how did we get there. It's in those micro moments where we went, fuck, I hope this makes a difference, when it really does. So, key takeaways from today's incredible episode is this. Imposter syndrome does not go away. You just move faster through it when you accept it, know that it's there. The more you serve, the less you self-sabotage, which is very true. Movement and sharing small wins will allow us to have more wins in the long run when we're making ripples of our impact. I can't say this enough. And again, still new to all of this in the direction I'm going in. But as I said, this gets to be a diary entry for you guys, and just reminding yourself that, you know, we all have it. We all go through it, no matter who you look up to. So why not fucking go nuts and own it? This is episode 135. I hope you've enjoyed this incredible series, and I can't wait to see you next week. Until then, I am your host, Tamara Meyer, on Keys to the Queendom.
I'm there for playing big today with authenticity, because here is the thing. It's not about being perfect on stage, perfectly put together, which is important, yes. It's about being who you are. What if right now, because of today, in a year's time, you could look back and go, I did that scary thing. And that's a year from now where you went and made that decision. I'm going all in, committed to doing the work. I'm committed because this is so much more than me. It's not about me anymore.